Hello friends, welcome back to Shuba Espanol TV. In this video, we're diving deep into a story that shook the foundations of the US Congress. Grab your popcorn because things got intense when the House voted to censure Democratic Congressman Al Green after he interrupted President Donald Trump's speech. The aftermath? A fiery debate that's still causing ripples. Stick around for all the details because you don't want to miss this. The heated drama unfolds in Congress in a stunning turn of events. The U.S. House of Representatives voted to censure Congressman Al Green, a Democrat from Texas, for his dramatic disruption during President Donald Trump's speech to the nation. This wasn't just any ordinary protest, it was a bold, disruptive act that set the stage for a national debate on freedom of speech, decorum in Congress, and the growing polarization of politics. What happened? Green, known for his outspoken views, couldn't stay silent as Trump spoke. During the speech, he stood up, shouting, "Mr. President, you don't have a mandate." His loud, disruptive protest immediately turned heads and led to an explosive reaction. House Speaker Mike Johnson reprimanded him, urging him to maintain order, but Green refused to back down. The next step? Expulsion from the chamber. But here's where the plot thickens. The House moved quickly to censure him, a highly rare and severe disciplinary action. What made this moment even more explosive? Republicans and 10 Democrats voted together to pass the censure by a margin of 224,198. That's right, bipartisanship in the midst of chaos. The vote that divided Congress. The censure vote revealed just how divided the House is. The vast majority of Democrats were against the censure, arguing that it was a politically motivated attack on a lawmaker expressing dissent. Yet, a group of 10 Democrats sided with Republicans, including Jim James of Connecticut, who justified his vote by referencing a previous instance in 2009 when a Republican lawmaker was censured for heckling President Barack Obama. But just when you thought it was over, things took a turn for the dramatic. A protest that sparked chaos immediately after the censure was passed. Green and several other Democratic lawmakers decided to turn the heat up even further. They started singing the civil rights anthem, "We Shall Overcome," in the chamber, a powerful move symbolizing their fight for justice and equality. This didn't sit well with many Republicans, who were visibly frustrated. Some even pointed out the double standard, referencing similar incidents where Republican lawmakers interrupted President Joe Biden's 2022 State of the Union address, but faced no serious consequences. The showdown. Perspectives from both sides. On one side, we have Representative Mike Johnson, the Republican House Speaker, who condemned Green's actions, calling it a sad day for the institution of Congress. He emphasized the importance of maintaining order, asserting that Green's behavior undermined the dignity of the House. On the other hand, we have Representative Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader, who dismissed the censure as a partisan attack, arguing that Republicans were using it to distract from real issues, like the economy. In his eyes, the censure wasn't about decorum, it was about political gamesmanship. Green's defiant response. Despite the censure, Green was unrepentant. He took to social media, stating, "I accept the consequences of my actions, but I will not remain silent in the face of injustice." In a follow-up interview, he didn't mince words. Impeachment proceedings against Trump were coming soon, and he wasn't backing down. His main beef? Trump's disrespectful comments toward Senator Elizabeth Warren, whom Trump had insulted during his speech. Green was clear, he felt it was unacceptable for the president to demean others in such a way. The rising trend of censures. While this moment felt historic, it's not an isolated incident. In recent years, censures have become more common, especially as partisan tensions rise. In fact, in 2023, Congress censured Representative Rashida Tlaib for her comments on the Israel-Hamas conflict and Representative Jamal Bowman for falsely pulling a fire alarm. Although a censure doesn't remove a congressman from office, it serves as a powerful public reprimand. It raises significant questions about the role of protest and dissent in the political arena. What does this all mean? This moment underscores the polarized nature of modern American politics. For Republicans, the censure was an attempt to restore order and respect for the presidential office. For Democrats, Green's protest was an act of resistance against a president they view as divisive and dangerous. But it's more than just a political clash. This incident highlights the ongoing debate about how far political expression can go in formal settings. Green's protest raises the question, where do we draw the line between upholding decorum and allowing space for passionate political expression? Are we willing to sacrifice the decorum of Congress to allow for louder, more vocal dissent? As this saga unfolds, we're left with one important question: was this a moment of political theater or a genuine stand for justice? Al Green's actions, while seen as a violation of conduct by many, have ignited a wider conversation on what role protest should play in American democracy. Whether you agree with Green's actions or not, it's clear that this incident has sparked a national debate. It's a perfect example of how Congress, and American politics in general, have become a battleground of clashing ideologies. As the political landscape continues to evolve, moments like these will continue to shape the future of political protest in America. So, will Green's actions inspire more political defiance, or will it serve as a warning for future disruptions in the halls of Congress? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more news like this. As the dust settles from the censure vote, the consequences for Green and the broader political landscape are still unfolding. His bold actions may have cost him a public reprimand, but the message he sent resonated deeply with many. By standing up to Trump and challenging the status quo, Green has become a lightning rod for debates about free speech and the limits of protest in government spaces. For some, this incident highlights the growing tension between the need for order and the right to express dissent in an era where political lines are increasingly sharpened. It has stirred up questions about how Congress should handle disruptive actions, especially when they come from lawmakers themselves. Political fallout: will more Democrats follow? What's particularly fascinating is how the censure vote played out with Republicans and Democrats alike. The fact that 10 Democrats joined Republicans in supporting the censure reflects the fractures within the Democratic Party itself. Could this be the beginning of a broader shift in the Democratic Party, where figures like Green face more resistance from their own ranks? Or will his defiance ignite a new wave of protest among other progressive lawmakers? With such divisions, it's clear the Democratic Party is not a monolith, and Green's actions may have set the stage for more internal conflict. Will this lead to a larger movement pushing for more direct actions, or will it lead to even more division as politicians navigate how to balance activism and legislative duty? Public opinion: how will voters react? The censure has certainly stirred up emotions in Washington, but what about the public? The American people are watching closely as this clash of ideologies plays out. Will they side with Green and his stance against a president they see as divisive? Or will they rally behind the Republicans who argue that Congress should be a place of decorum and respect, especially during presidential addresses? In an era where partisan divides are at an all-time high, incidents like these can become rallying cries for those on both sides of the political spectrum. It's no secret that Green's supporters see his protest as an act of courage, standing up to what they view as an unfit president. On the other hand, many of Trump's supporters likely view his disruption as a disrespectful act that undermines the integrity of the institution. The legacy of this moment: a new era of protest in Congress. One thing is clear: Green's protest may not be the last time we see such actions in Congress. If anything, it could be a harbinger of more direct forms of political expression in the future. As the political climate in the U.S. becomes even more charged, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are increasingly willing to take bold, defiant actions to make their voices heard. Green's refusal to stay silent could inspire more lawmakers to push the boundaries of acceptable behavior in Congress, potentially leading to more disruptions and protests during key moments. This could ultimately lead to an environment where political theater is no longer confined to campaign ads and speeches but spills directly into the halls of power. However, will Congress take a stand to prevent future disruptions, or will they allow this new era of protest to unfold? The answer to that question will likely shape the future of political engagement in Washington, especially as tensions continue to rise in American politics. What's next for Al Green? As for Al Green, he's made it clear he's not backing down. After his censure, he quickly announced plans to introduce articles of impeachment against Donald Trump. Green's move suggests he intends to keep challenging the status quo, even as the political establishment rallies against him. Could this be the beginning of a new chapter in Green's political career, where he continues to fight for what he believes is right regardless of the consequences? Or will the backlash he's faced serve as a cautionary tale to others in Congress who might want to take similar bold actions in the future? What this entire situation highlights is the growing tension in American politics. a tension that manifests not just in policy but in the very form and substance of political discourse. As partisanship deepens and political divisions widen, the question remains: where do we draw the line between free speech and the need to maintain order in formal legislative settings, with protests, civil disobedience, and political disruption increasingly becoming a feature of public life? The American political system may soon face more questions about the role of protest in governance. As we move forward, will Congress embrace a new era of more open expression, or will it continue to resist anything that challenges the traditional norms of legislative conduct? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the censure of Al Green will not be remembered as just a momentary incident. It is likely to serve as a symbol of a larger battle for the soul of American democracy. As the political drama in Washington continues to unfold, it's clear that the line between order and disruption is becoming increasingly blurry. Al Green's protest and the censure vote have opened up a national conversation about the role of protest in the halls of power and the limits of political expression. This incident is a moment in history that will likely be referenced in political discussions for years to come. Whether you agree with Green's actions or not, it's undeniable that this event has become part of the ongoing debate about how far lawmakers can go to express dissent while still maintaining the integrity of democratic institutions. So, what do you think? Was Green's protest justified, or did he cross the line? Will this become the norm in Congress, or will it remain a singular act of defiance? Let us know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more breaking political news. We'll keep you informed every step of the way. Until next time.